I ask this question is because with the when the pandemic hit, okay, before the pandemic, you know, the women were, triggered all the time. Everything triggered a woman. Everything was an outcry. There were major shifts in, sports where women were, we were listening to female announcers. We got female referees. Um, you have females that pretty much bombarded male dominated like sports and stuff like that. They got in there somewhere. A lot of the blogs and NBC and stuff like that, and Fox and NFL Tonight and all those shows, they all had a woman sitting in there somewhere, and they usually didn't say too much, but but they are talking, and they would be kind of the mediator between the two men. And you didn't see this dynamic before. You just saw men on there talking about a sport that men play, and then all of a sudden, the whole crash of women. Because if they didn't do this, if they didn't allow women to get in there somewhere, you were looking at cancel culture. And cancel culture is a big, big, big deal. Now, you have to understand that cancel culture is basically the people who control the media. They control music. They control the news. Uh, they, these people who reach out and cancel you are people who, they're not the everyday working stiff. They're not the guys riding on the back of, trucks and emptying the garbage, everyday working guys doing damn good work. They're not, they're females and people who are for, transgenderism and LGBTQ. And then, of course, you have a lot of people who, they're not, they're not, well, they see the world as people can do what they want to do, and you should leave them alone. You should let people do what they want to do. I don't know what the perspective on that is and how to name that. I guess it's the left. I don't know. But nonetheless, so, those people are involved in cancel culture. But you got a lot of people who don't really care that the baby said, if you don't have, a certain thing wrong with you, and all of a sudden we cancel him, we take his money away from him. No. But does the world really care about women? It's a very harsh question because after the pandemic or during the pandemic, you saw a lot of women who had to fend for themselves because the world pretty much snapped out, and you had, with the riots and everything, the people were, they're come up missing. There's people who still aren't found today. Then the whole White House, and things going on like that. And even AOC was saying, I know if those guys would have broke in there, they would have done, very violent things to me and then took my life. So women had to go out and, get their own groceries in fear of something happening to them. And this is still going on today. It's not like we all of a sudden become super civilized. There's still a lot of crazy stuff. Look at what this woman did to this other woman in Brooklyn. She just walked up to her, everybody around, and then bang, right in the head. So you have to ask yourself, does the world care about modern society? Because a lot of you women are very modern. And the reason why I'm saying this to you women is you have to think about this because the louder that you are on trying to push the envelope in some kind of way, the more attention that you get. And that attention can be good or bad. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying that just like, us, when we wanted equality on something, hey, what's going on? When we wanted to go to the same universities and all that, we had to speak loud, and there was a lot of people who hated us for it. And a lot of bad things happened to us. And I think that the more women push themselves on some type of movement, or in some type of movement, the more men are going to dislike them. And this is good well, it's not good that they dislike you, but women trying to open certain doors can be good and bad. There are some things that women should not do. Women should not compete with a man in hand-to-hand combat out on the street and think that they're going to win the majority of the time. There are some women who are just good at fighting. They're just good. But the majority of you who have all of this mouth and all of this attitude, it is better that you do not go there with the man. It's better that you leave it alone. This is one of the things I'm talking about. See, okay, and then let's go into the workplace. Yeah, the majority. Let's go into the workplace. The majority of women who are working don't want to be there. Because it's really not for them to be there. But you can't really tell women that, because the pushback is going to be as if you're trying to take something away from them. Because they think they need to be liberated. They think that they need to... What's the next stream? I don't know. I just sit here and then come up with stuff. I don't know. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. But, so females think that because we tell you you shouldn't really be out there in the workforce like that, you think it's a slight against you. But now women who did all this rah-rah and, no, I'm going to do it, and, you can't tell me what to do, you're finding out the majority of these females are not happy. They're not. Because it was never your place to go and do that. And they're upset. But the thing about it is, they can only be upset with themselves. They can't be upset with men because men told them this is not really for you. And then, of course, the glass ceiling. Women want to be in charge of everything. And we're still telling you this is not for you. Then you get mad at men when they look at your butt or something like that, as if we're not supposed to be men. And then you try to feminize men. And now the whole feminine men that are out there, and some of you women are marrying these men, and you're finding out that they're not really capable to handle a lot of positions that regular men do, because they don't have the backbone. You'll find out when it comes to protecting you, these feminine men are not really who you want to try to protect you and your kids. Because they're feminine men, they have the mindset that, if they just get loud and snap their fingers and, do a little head movement, then everything is just fine. Until somebody who's been out there fighting and protecting his family rolls up on him and knocks his block off. See, there's just some things that just aren't meant to be. But you can't tell you women this because you think that it's no holds bar out there. You think you can do everything, and then you have the nerve to think you can do everything better than a man. And you're finding this out that you cannot do everything that a man can do. It's not even possible. And it just begs to, like, ladies, the more you come after things that men do and try to push into those gender equalities and all this stuff that some things is good you're going for, but some things here's what you're finding out. Men, because of cancel culture, men are letting you do these things. You women who are working 16-hour days, men are just like, okay, fine. You women who want to be on the front line in the military, just fine. Look, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted to do. You wanted to be out here. You wanted to go and dig ditches like we do. You wanted to go into these factories like men do and work on your feet all day. This is what you wanted to do. And I'm telling you, it's not for you. But whenever you women have problems with your body, then you want men to go ahead and say, well, we're women, so you need to give us. No, we don't need to give you anything because we told you that this was not for you. You don't belong in a steel mill. You don't. You belong at home. We go into the steel mill and get black lung and asthma and all that stuff. And we come home and, live till 60, 65 years old and take care of you. And you take care of our kids while we done passed on. That's what we're built for. We're the one that's wearing the boots that weigh, 15, 20 pounds. We're the ones doing that. Coming home dirty as hell. We don't want to see our woman coming home dirty. Listen, that's not masculine to see my woman coming home dirty. I don't want to come home and see my woman's been out there, digging ditches and, working on a railroad and all that stuff. I don't want to see that. That doesn't turn me on. That does not make me want her whatsoever. You know what turns me on? My woman wearing a dress. And I don't mean like one of them skimpy little numbers. I mean a nice dress, nice summer dress with some sandals. And when I come home, that ass is just looking right. And I'm a mess. I come home tired. I come home and need to basically crawl up the stairs because, my back is killing me. You know what I mean? Yeah, my back is killing me. And listen, I come home every day because my back hurts, and this is real. And I crawl into my bed. Because I lift metal. I move refrigerators. I move stoves, dishwashers. I don't work for anybody. I work for me. I go out and do that. I work on my own schedule. And when I come home, you think I wouldn't want me a, dark-skinned, Kentucky, beautiful afro, just big booty waiting on me? I would love that. But that's not what you women are on. You're not on that. You women are on when your man leaves the house, you're bringing another man in the house to cheat on him. And then there's a major outcry when that guy comes home and, sees you there and knocks both of you off. Then you want us to feel sorry for the woman who caused this whole conundrum. I don't feel not one lick of sorry for one of you who leave this planet under those conditions. I don't look at the man and say he shouldn't have done that, because if he's out there holding it down and doing what he's supposed to do, and he comes home and sees that, you don't understand a man's pride. It's the most hurtful feeling you can ever have. And some of you women, your mouth, it's the same thing. You can assault a man with that lip that you got. And we're seeing this over and over and over and more rampant. And men are asking themselves, do we even care anymore? If you haven't noticed, women have been getting attacked openly, broad daylight. More and more frequent. By men. By men. Randomly. And if you've noticed in some of these videos, nobody comes to help her. You couldn't have done that 20 years ago. Nobody's coming to help her because of all the rah-rah you women spit at men and made men feel totally uncomfortable. You made men who open doors for you. You're like, I can open the door myself. You called straight men gay. Yeah, you called them gay. You emasculated them. You're afraid of men. Oh, you're intimidating. Oh, you're dark skinned. You're intimidating when they have no ill will towards you. They're not even interested in what's between your legs. They're just interested in probably some business. They're probably there for some business, but you made it seem like your coochie was what they're, and they were not even interested. Lady, listen, your coochie's just not that important. You're finding out that there are a lot of men going a long time without getting coochie because of the hassle that's behind it. The lip, the trouble, the issue. You don't understand. You don't respect us. And men are just starting just not to care. These young wolves that are out there, they have very little care for females that they don't know. You can look every day on TV, on the news, and you'll find out that the females that are getting into these mixes with these men are getting done just as bad as the males. They have no mercy for you. Does the world care about women? And listen, I'm not just talking about black women. I'm talking about women, period. The confrontations that you're trying to get into with us, you're seeing white women who really have this whole attitude like nothing's going to happen to them get knocked out. Flat out. One woman was getting her face kicked in, and they had to stop the guy. And they barely stopped him. It was more like, whoa, man, what are you doing? Cut it out. He was kicking her face in. She was knocked out already. He was kicking her in the middle of the street, straight to the face. That is hatred, ladies. And that hatred doesn't just come from a relationship that he had. That hatred is coming from what we see. The hatred is coming from every man who's getting falsely accused and locked up and stripped of everything he has. That hatred is coming from women constantly getting it in your face. The hatred's coming from that. Listen, social media it's a two-edged sword, ladies. You get on social media and you show all your goodies. There are men who hate that. You know what they're doing? They're looking at you and calling you every bad name in the book. And they may even have a fap session to it. But don't think for a minute that they're fapping and they're thinking all lovely thoughts. They're thinking about what they want to do to destroy you. If you don't believe that, if you ever look up the statistics on what porn is being watched the most, just look it up. You'll be shocked. It's the ones that are most violent. Because men are having violent thoughts about you when they see your ass everywhere. These are not thoughts of, I want to marry this woman, I want to respect her. When they see you with your ass hanging out, you wearing them booty shorts around town, up the crack in these damn TikTok pants, these men aren't looking at you and going, you know what, that would be a good wife right there. They're thinking violent thoughts about you. What they want to do to you, and they don't care about you. Does the world care about women? Ladies, if you don't get with your female compadres and start changing the narrative of what we've seen recently, just recently, and tone it down, or do something and stop listening to these goofy people out here telling you that it's okay for you to be this crazy and to be this out of order. If you don't get yourself together and get some kind of control over yourself, because men aren't going to try to control you. We're not doing that anymore. A lot of us don't even want to be around you. And you look good. but you're just not worth, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And we'd love to have one of you in our lives. Hell, some of us, and with our belief system, 3 or 4 of you, but all married. So there's that. But we're not going to have you running men in the house talking about they're your cousin, they're your friends. And then this guy is coming home and seeing these men in his house. No, you're going to catch one to the face. And you're not going to recover. Ladies, if you don't get it together, you're going to have more and more violence done to women in broad daylight. And it's going to be more rampant, more frequent. Let me educate you ladies on something. Let me say this. Just so you know what you're up against. Drink this in. The California Corrections Facility has allowed transgenderism to infiltrate the correctional facility. There's a woman who just got pregnant by a transgender man because he said he wanted to be a woman. And what they did was they took him out of the males' jail and put him in jail with the females. And he started knocking one of them off. And they pretty much knew it was going to happen because they were giving the females condoms. Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies? There are 300 men in the California system who have now claimed that they are female. There are 20 men who have already been transferred to a female prison. What do you think is going to happen when these men, and these are violent men, what do you think is going to happen when these men are in a jail cell with you? They're going to take what they want. See, a lot of you women put men in jail, and you know it's a very violent place. You know men are violated in jail. You know this. Well, now, if you are, so hell-bent on putting men in jail, you're putting your sister in bad positions. You're putting your lady friends in bad positions because all a man has to say now is, I'm a woman. And they will take him out of a male prison, put him in a female prison with other female. He's not in lockdown. They're not, there's no transgender jail. There's jail with the men and there's jail with the women. How do you identify? This is going to be a question whenever any male goes to jail now. They're going to ask you your name, they're going to take information from you, and then they're going to say, how do you identify? This is going to be a question. It's going to be on resumes now. If it isn't already, not resumes, but job applications, if it isn't already, how do you identify? And if the man says, identify as a woman, they're going to take him and put him in line with the females. And you're going to have some big 6'4", 300-pound male saying that he's a female. And he's going into the same cell as these females who are 5'2" and 120 pounds. And he's going to wreck them. And there's not a damn thing that's going to be done. Listen, female inmates have already been getting impregnated by guards. But now they have to worry. Listen, guards are, they're somewhat civil. But now you have to worry about a full-fledged criminal and being locked up with him. When that metal door slams, there's no getting out. You can't get out of that. And it takes a minute before those guards get down the hall because everybody's snapping out. I'm trying to tell you, this is not where you want to be. See, you ladies, You just keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing and listen, we're giving you what you wanted. Now you're in jail with somebody who you don't know. He's 10 times stronger than you. And whatever he says is going to go. Or you're going to end up, not coming out of there at all. You better believe that's what's going on. The female inmate was pregnant. Listen. She was pregnant. Meaning that when he went in there, he targeted one of these females and was like, you, take your clothes off. Here's another thing. He was also sleeping with other inmates. He started knocking off everybody in the jail, in the cell that he could. None of the girls stepped up and was just like, blah, 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 let us out of there, there's a male in here. Those females didn't do that. They shut their damn mouth because they realize all this feminism that's going on out here has gone straight to hell. They realize they're in jail with a full-grown man. And as soon as one of them says something stupid, they were going to get their face cracked. And they all did what he said. All of them. And listen, they're not saying if if you did this kind of crime, then okay, you can identify as a woman. No, it's any man who wants to identify as a woman in prison. Listen, you're not in there for 6 months. You could be doing life with somebody who's doing life. Women, you're in trouble. Does the world care about women? All that squawking. Ladies, listen, you're going to have to either do two things. You're either going to have to back down or you're going to have to man up. Either one or the other. One or the other is going to be true. You're either going to have to back down from, these positions that you want to take, or you're going to have to man up big time. Because men, listen, I know the whole game was to feminize men so you can be more masculine. But there are just some men who will not be feminized. They won't. They don't want to hear it. They're not going to walk around prancing around. They're not going to put on dresses, and, to try to please you. They're not going to put on shoes so you can walk around to see how you feel. They don't care about your menstrual cycle. They don't even want to hear about your goddamn day. You're not going to sit there and, cry all over them and think that they're going to tell you to shut up. It's just not going to happen. There are just some men who don't care. Now, lucky for some of you women, there's still a few that are, who are great guys out there, and you women are running over them. You're dogging them out. You're treating them like trash, they're doing everything for you, and you treat them like roadkill. You just don't give a damn about them. Well, that's how you make villains. What do you think that guy's going to do to the next woman? You think he's going to treat her like gold and think she's everything? No. He's going to give her half the love, if any. She'll never get all the love because he thinks that she'll leave him and run him over and cheat on him, just like most of you do. You're up against it. You're up against the wall, ladies. You're up against a rock and a hard place, ladies. And I mean that almost literally. Some of your backs up against the wall, something fierce because you're older. And I see these women every day. These young women they just think they'll be young forever. But the older women who come home hurting are asking me to stay. And I'm not. And they get up, some of them get upset that I won't, do stuff with them. I'm not interested in you. You're older. I'm not. If I was going to be interested in a woman, she's going to be, between 25 and 35. She's not going to be 60, even though there are some hot 60-year-olds. But I'm just saying, 60-year-olds aren't going to give you any kids. If I get serious with a woman, yeah, anything can happen. But I need it to be able to happen without there being crazy complications. That's why 25 or 35 is an ideal age for almost any man. See, I could be 60 and decide to have a family. You think I'm going to look for a woman my age? No, because she can't give me what I want. I'm going to look for a woman in the same age bracket, 25 to 35. If I was 30 years old, do you think I'd be looking for a 60-year-old woman? No. I would be looking for somebody in the same age bracket, 25 to 35. So you ladies are getting older, and your bones and your body is not made to handle a lot of the hard work that you're doing. Listen, I've seen women on YouTube complain just about putting their license plate on. I know one woman who says, I never pump gas when I go to the gas station. She didn't know after she told me that I made an exit strategy. She says, I just go there and I look for somebody and I blink my eyes. I was on my way out the door after she said that. And she asked me one day, why didn't I marry her? Well, that was why. Because I know you're going to cheat on me. I told her, I said, you're insatiable. She said, don't call me that. I'm like, it's true. You're not going to blink your eye and bat your eyes at another man. You said that to me like I'm supposed to accept that. No, have a good day. I'm not accepting that. Like, oh, you're just going to accept the fact that I'm going to flirt with every man at the gas station. No, I'm not. You go ahead and flirt. Knock yourself out. I'm going to go the other way. I'm just telling you, ladies, you're up against the wall. And the men who you try to emasculate and you took everything from and you made angry, these men have no mercy on you. These females in prison, they're getting their teeth knocked in if they don't do what they're told. Literally. And all you women who can fight, all you women who are carrying weapons, good luck with that in prison. Eventually you'll get wore down and wore out. And these men are walking right into the female shower, butt ass naked. And these women can't do nothing about it. Not a damn thing. This is because of the anger that you instilled in men. See, some of you don't feel this, but eventually you'll hear about it and you'll know it. It's on the news now. There are other things happening to women, and it's simply because men are angry. They're tired. They're tired of listening to you. They're tired of listening to how you want to change everything. There is no limit with you. There is cleavage swimsuits now for your hoo-ha. I've been to festivals and women are pretty much naked. And you want us to respect you. I don't respect no woman running around like that. I don't look at that woman and think she deserves respect. No. Because if a man who is not thinking in his right mind catches her at the right time, he's going to take what he wants. And she'll hope the world defends her, but she'll find out that they won't. They're not going to help her because she walked out the house like that thinking that it was okay. All this twerking and stuff and advertising you're doing, keep it up. Keep it up. You need to look out World Star and finding out what's happening to these women who think that it's okay to do this. These little girls out here, little smart mouth 18-year-olders. They're learning quick. Look at what's happening in Chicago and Philly. Look at the death toll of females. 18 and up, shoot, some of them younger than that. Just started 12. Look at what those 12-year-old girls did. They knocked off that other girl like it was nothing in a Walmart. And then not even a week later, another group of girls did the same thing to another girl and said, so what? Does the world care about women? See, femininity is not a crutch, ladies. Femininity is a weapon. It is a call to honor and glory. It is a crown. It is a whole mood and attitude and swag that not every woman can pull off. Listen, when I was in the service in Germany, we had a sergeant. I can still remember her face. This woman was one of the prettiest women I ever seen in my life. And then there was the other girls. You know, they were okay. But dude, that sergeant, boy, she was just the most feminine. She talked feminine. Even when she was upset, she was sexy. It was just, I mean, she had us youngins spinning. She really, really did. And she had already had 3 kids. She was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And she was just very ladylike. She never barked at us. She would ignore us because we try to flirt with her. But, you know, she turned us on because she was so ladylike. It was just a treat to see her. It really was. So you women think that being feminine is some type of crutch. I don't know where you got this from. I don't know. But I know that the more that you want a war with us, you're going to find out that men control this planet. Women do not. You may have the numbers and try to control the vote, but you're seeing that the popular vote gets thrown out the window when it comes to the presidency. When you look at the judicial system, it's ran by men. And if they want to do something, they will. They don't want something done, it won't get done. And you can cry to the high heavens because the Department of Justice is ran by who? Men. The president is a man. You ladies just don't get it. And I listen, there are normal men like me who would love to feel sorry for you, but you've even spurned us to the point where we can't feel sorry for you. I offered a woman a ride today because she ran out of gas. And she said, sure. And then she stopped. She said, no, never mind. She was afraid. I said, okay. You know, she was afraid of me. Now, I'm not really pissed that, you know, she changed her mind, but I seen the look on her face. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But, you know, I'm finding out that the older black women, they are not afraid of me. They are welcome because they see these shoulders. They've seen me pick up appliances straight off the ground. And they need that in their house because there's nobody there. The children are grown and gone. The husband's dead. And or the boyfriend or whoever, all gone. And when they see me huff one of these big ass refrigerators in the door and then take the other one out the door, it's attractive to them. Back hurting and all, they don't care. It's attractive to these older women because there's no one there to fix things. And this is their complaint. All of them are saying the same thing. We don't have anybody to come along and fix things. This is what they're offering me food and stuff and come on over. They want me to come in there and fix stuff because their houses are falling apart or they need to do this and they need to do that. They're not afraid of me. The younger female is afraid of me. The older woman already knows the deal. She knows better. She knows that there's not much help coming for her unless she pays for it. And then she can get ripped off. She knows there's not going to be anybody coming out to, fight. Her kids live on the other side of the country. She knows this. She knows she's by herself. And these little girl groups that you women hang on to, that only works for so long. Because your girls aren't going to come and fix your car. They're not. They're not going to fix your car. Brothers, cousins, uncles, they got things to do. They're busy. Because everyone's pulling at us. When we leave the house and jump into our trucks and cars and whatnot, there are other women looking at us as valuable. And these are the mature women. Not the goofy chicks who think everybody wants to sleep with them. These are the mature women. Listen, every hood that I go into, I don't care what race of person that's in that hood, I get respect. Because I have a truck, a beat up truck, rust and everything in it. And I have a trailer. And there's usually something on the back of it. People come up to me and say, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Some white man gave me the thumbs up at a red light the other day. In a white neighborhood I don't usually go to. But he was driving a dually. So there was some familiarity, like, yeah, I know the deal. You know, what you hauling? So you got to understand that. Some of you young, goofy chicks, y'all don't get that. Y'all don't look at the vehicle and look at the value of the man. You look at the vehicle, listen to the music, and you want to get in and look. That's all. That's fine. That's just the way it is. But when you get older, it slows down. You slow down. And you're going to need to be protected. Because the world isn't fair. And they don't care about you. Nobody wakes up thinking that they have to show somebody else love that they don't know. They don't. If they do, it's because it's a job. But if they don't know you, they don't owe you anything. And you have to start thinking about that, ladies. This man doesn't owe me not a damn thing. And if you're doing a business transaction with him, once that transaction is over, that man doesn't have to do anything for you. And some of you want to talk sweet and, think that that's going to get it. No, he doesn't care. Because he has to go. He's got things to do. Now, if you just get some man to just come over and just lay around the house, he's going to be a liability. And listen, even before I was doing what I'm doing now, I would have, lady friends who would be like, come on over. But I knew that I had to be a utility in some kind of way. Either it was for fixing something, maybe I had to handle somebody, sleep with them. It was something that they wanted me there for. It was never just to sit around. That just didn't last long. They needed something. And it was something a man can do, not another woman can do. The one young lady, she would come over every time her car needed, something. She would be like, boom. She'd show up at my house. And eventually I told her, you can't keep doing this because we don't date anymore. You're sleeping with someone else. Like, I'm not going to keep fixing your stuff because your man doesn't know how to do it. You left me for him. So he's going to have to do it. Well, he doesn't know how to. Well, there's nothing I can do for you. Not unless you pay me. That's it. You got some money? No, I ain't got no. Well, then, look, you can't come over here no more. Because I need some kind of reciprocity. And I don't want to sleep with you because you're crazy. But this is the way you women think. You think just because you show up, and talk nice, that a man is just supposed to do stuff for you. And you took that away from us. That used to work. Listen, it was a pleasure being nice to a woman that you didn't know. It used to be just the thing to do. Hey, can I help you with that? Yo, you need some oil, blah, blah, blah. Then you go and put the oil and talk it up for a minute and go on about your business. You didn't want anything. And it was cool, but you ladies took that from us. You stripped us of our gentlemanship. That's what you did. You took our gentlemanship from us and you tossed it into the pigsty because you wanted a man to slap you around. You didn't want a gentleman. You didn't want a man who shows you his emotions. You wanted a man to tell you to shut up. You wanted a man to scream at you. You wanted a man to hit you, crack you right in your face early in the morning for absolutely nothing. And I know this is what you wanted because I've known some women who've gravitated towards men to do that. And then come back to me and tell me what they did. And eventually I told them, don't come back here. Because I know what I am. I'm a very affectionate man. I'm a sweet guy. But I'm not weak. I'm not a homosexual either. That's on them. Just because I'm a sweet dude and I talk about science and God and, molecules and, gravity and all kind of other stuff that just amazes me about this world, you took me as a sucker. You were like, oh, you ain't talking about guns, hoes, and pimps. I don't have nothing to do with guns, hoes, and pimps. It's not my forte. I want to talk about the healthcare system. I want to talk about, just things that just interest me. Plant life and the ocean and the anatomy. Plant anatomy, fish anatomy, ants. I would go outside and just stare at the ants and just how they just would just, I'm the type of dude that goes and talks to trees. But you think I'm some type of sucker. You think I'm a punk because I appreciate the tree. You think that that's weak. That I don't want to see the deforestation of this planet. You think that's weak. You rather me walk around with a Draco and aimlessly shoot at people and then hit a child and, and then do 25 to life. And that gets you wet. That I'm, knocked off some random child riding on the bike, some 8-year-old, just having a good old time. Just some little boy, didn't have nothing to do with nothing. You think that's gangster. You women are stupid. And you've been blinded by the stupid music that you listen to. Cardi B's married, by the way. She has 1.5 kids. She has a kid coming. While she's got you out here whopping, she's married. She has a husband to turn to. Okay? He's worth $29 million. You goofy women. You goofy women. 29 million. That's what he's worth. Ladies need to wake up. Because the world does not care about you. Unless you make them care about you. Men are going to be angry with you unless you start reversing the stupidity and the attack on men. And I've heard one woman say that men are useless, but nonetheless, Everything she uses in her house and when she leaves her house was made by a man. Everything. All her necessities was made by a man. She could easily get on a plane and go to a third world country and then talk that stuff. Go to Mogadishu. Hell, just go into Mexico. Go into some areas of Mexico. You will be hanging from the light post. Literally. I mean, you don't have to go far, ladies, to go into a country where there is really no love for you. None whatsoever. None. You are an object. But here, men are forced to treat you a certain way in order to keep their job, in order to save face. And you constantly make them angry. I seen one video where a woman walked up to a guy and he said hello, and she went off on him because he said hello. And she said, "You're harassing me." He said, "What are you talking about? I just said hello." And she made this whole video about how he's harassing her. And he wasn't paying her any mind whatsoever. He was doing something in his truck. And she walked by and boom, there it went. This is the stupidity that makes men angry. So you women are complaining, "Oh, why don't men date anymore?" Why should we? What is dating anyway? I've had some females get upset at me because I wouldn't take them to dinner. I've had two females do that to me recently. I offered to go for a walk on one and go to a cafe with the other. But she wanted me to take her to breakfast and the other one wanted me to take her to dinner. Those women weren't interested in me. So why spend my hard-earned resource on them? Why? It's a waste of money. This is why men don't date. We don't want to date you. We want to screw you and then we want to go home. And we don't want you to come home with us. That's what we want. We want to use you for whatever, and then go home. Because you took that from us. You took dating from us. You stripped us of our gentlemanship. You took the love and the pizzazz and the magic out of getting to know you. You dress like a street tramp. Your mouth is worse than a sailor's. Your attitude is crappy. None of you know how to cook. You can't even put something in the microwave and know what time it's supposed to come out. You don't have an apron to save your life. All you know how to do is turn up. So, turn your ass up, shut up, put a pillow over your face. When I'm done, I'm leaving. I'm not going to talk to you. This is what you wanted. Men would love to date you, but we can't. Because you think the men who date you are suckers. And then you play with our emotions. You want to come over and cuddle and all this other stuff. And when it's time for Mr. Winky to get busy, you want to, But nonetheless, you want me all over you. I've had that happen to me. And a woman was like, "You can't control yourself." And I just looked at her like, "You're running around half naked in here. Like, what are you talking about?" So I told her fine. And I stopped. And she was like, no, let's go. She changed her mind real quick when she saw that, okay, I'm no longer interested. Like, you can go ahead and hit it. She's like, no, let's go. Yeah, see? See, we can escort you out the door. Bye, have a good evening. And when you text, we don't answer. We can do that, ladies. We don't need to... We just don't need your one body. There's 3 billion of you on the planet. We don't need you. You're not going to make the whole difference in our life. Your body is not that valuable. It's just not. There's a new model rolling off the track every year in every high school. Every June, there's a new model that's available to any man. Every June. Just think about that. Every June, there's a graduation, right? There's all those females that graduated are now adults. They're all legal. So you and your menagerie just doesn't. And then you look at college. What, 21? You're done with college? And just think about that. It just, you want to mess around at 35? I can go right down to the nearest college and get me a new graduate. At 21, firm and fully packed, no kids. Give her a couple dollars, she's coming with me. But you want to have some lip at 35 and an opinion that doesn't matter. You want to have an opinion all the time. You want to lead. You want me to be quiet so you can lead. Well, you're just going to lead me to your house so I can drop you off and then never talk to you again. And this is what you're finding. And we don't have to listen to your squawking. We can just hang up the phone. We can just not come around you. You ladies don't get it. You're just not that valuable until you make yourself that valuable. You're just not. Hell, you can go and look at a video now and be satisfied, and then let that be the reason. But you're not valuable until you make yourself valuable to a man. We're not telling you to be stupid. We're telling you to be smart about the time that you have in this world. We're telling you to stop, letting every guy run up in you, because you're not valuable to you. Losing your value with every man that you bang. You're losing value. Even if you go somewhere the guy doesn't know you, he'll find out, because those spirits are still on you. You're losing value. All these relationships you're getting in, all these men that you're doing stuff with, you're losing value. You're just not valuable to us until you make yourself valuable. You're not. We don't care. We're not under pressure to satisfy you, no matter how beautiful you are. You could be a stunning beauty and be a waste of time. Remember Marilyn Monroe? Who was her husband? When she passed away, who was she married to? She wasn't. She was getting passed around. They were using her. Just saying. If that's the life you're going to lead, then it'll catch up to you, trust me. And then we're like, what good are you? We're just going to, use you for whatever it is that comes natural. And then we're going to move on. Be valuable to a man. Be a woman. Be feminine. Be smart. We don't care about, listen. You find a lot of men that won't date certain women who are really smart. That's because they don't know how to be smart and smart. They're book smart, but they don't know how to have a relationship with a man. If you lord it over your man that you're smarter than him constantly, he has no use for you. He doesn't. I have no use for you. You're smart, we get it. You're a lawyer or whatever it is, we get it. You make a lot of money, okay, fine. I'm going to go find me a girl who works down at the chicken shack. Just as cute as you want to be. Some little 20-year-old, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and That's fine. You can be smart over here, but I'm going to go take care of her and we're going to have a family. Because we don't care about your brilliance that you got from Yale. We know that doesn't do nothing for us. If you're going to be smart, learn how to be smart and smart. We're not saying that you shouldn't share whatever it is that made you smart. Okay, you're brilliant. We get it. I used to date a woman who would say that to me all the time. I'm brilliant. Eventually, it got on my nerves. And she became an attorney. I'm like, fine, you're brilliant, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to go out here and shovel the snow. You want to do that? Brilliant. No, you don't want to do that. But you're brilliant. As if you're lording over me that I'm not brilliant. You are. Okay, well, go shovel the damn snow. Change the oil and change my tire while you're at it. Yeah, go do that. Other than that, shut up. I don't want to hear how brilliant you are. Not unless it's going to help us. Yeah, if you're going to be brilliant and you're going to make all this money, fine. Is it going to help us? Because if you're going to disrespect me because you make more money than me, then I'm going to take my ass out the door and go make my little $10 an hour and be happy. And I'm going to get me a girl who makes $10 an hour, and we're just going to go ahead and tackle life just like that. We're not, listen, I done had women who paid for my trips to go to France and England. Literally. Boom, sent me a ticket. Wanted me to marry her. No. Already knew what it was. I've had millionaire women offer me to, and I was like, no. Because you're going to lord it over me that you make more money than I do. And I don't want to hear that. I'm not going to be married to you. I'm good. I'll make my little bit of money, and that because that's my pride. I go out here and get a old refrigerator and a stove or a dishwasher, put it on the back of my trailer, take it up to the junkyard where it's dirty and and all this other stuff. And I get me $60 out of that. You know that $60 makes me so much. I love that $60. Because I did that. I did that. I go and get me something to eat, and it's the best damn lunch I ever had. Because I did that. Nobody told me to do it. I went out and did it. You make your little, $150 an hour? We don't care. I'm going to go and dig in the dirt and find some, something to sell it, and then get me a damn good lunch and sit in a parking lot, some random parking lot, and eat my lunch and just be full with glee and pride because I did that. I don't need to make $1 million. And some of you goofies just don't understand that. You work for the state we don't care that you work for the state. A lot of you are cheating whores. You work for the government, we don't care about none of that. You need bent over just like the rest of them. We just don't care. And when you come in the house spouting that nonsense, nobody cares. Then when you want to talk about your dad, we don't want to hear it. You want to get upset. No, because you're lording it over me that you make more money than I do. I work for the state. Nobody cares. I used to work for the state. You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. The governor stole $20 million in coins. That's what he did. And then they also stole money from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. So guess what happened to some of those employees, including me? We all got fired. There was a mass layoff of the whole floor. So all this, you work for the state, ladies, nobody cares because they control your destiny. If they don't want you, they get rid of you right now. And I've seen it happen. These people listen, the guy who was my boss's boss, I saw him a year later, and you know what he was doing? Driving a cab. I was like, I know you. You fired me. He's like, I didn't fire you. Your boss fired you. He was the head of the whole floor. That guy was the head of the whole floor. He was driving a damn cab. This is why we don't care about your jobs. We don't care about your job that you went and interviewed for and then they decided to give you your allotment for living. When they decide that they don't want you, they kick you out on your ass. I know a woman, educated, beautiful black woman. She was working for an insurance company. Oh, excuse me, for a healthcare company, making decent money, 50, 60, a year. She's making her bread. And then one day she called me up and she said, I just got fired. I mean, she would rock afro, dark skin like me, big old ass, small in the waist. This woman was gorgeous. I was like, why'd they fire you? She's like, I don't know. But they just told me to clean out my desk and fired me. It broke her heart because she thought she was one of them. She thought everybody loves me. We all get along. No, they were planning on firing you long before you got fired and smiling in your face while you were walking around and with all that, body. I mean, good grief, her body's ridiculous. But they were looking at you because you were intimidating them. And the more you wore your hair out, the more they did not want you there. They were like, oh no, this is just too much. That's why they fired her. Ohio is an at-will state. They can fire you for any reason. They let that woman go so quick. They just got tired of it. They were intimidated by her. The other women in there were intimidated by her big ass. This thing was huge. Beautiful, in shape. This woman was a swimmer too. Just a gorgeous woman. They were intimidated by her. Get out. And there's nothing you can do. Get out. That was it. Broke her heart. She was crying. She got her act together, though. She started selling insurance because, for one, she had a degree. She started selling insurance. She called me about a year later. She's like, shoot, I make more money than I ever did. She's like, I made over $100,000 last year. I go on vacation whenever I want to. I get up when I want to. I go to bed when I want to. I can make as much money as I want to. Nobody tells me what to do. This is why we don't care about your jobs. I've seen people from just all kind of jobs just get let go suddenly. All you women who think that these jobs love you, they don't love your stinking ass. You are a liability to them. And the longer you're there, the more you cost. And when you start having babies, the more you cost. The more you complain and go on leave and all this other stupid stuff that you do, and you think that they're just going to accept it, the more you cost. The more you cost, the sooner it is before they're going to go ahead and let you go. And then you're going to cry and think that that desk job belonged to you and it was never your job. Working at home with your man and supporting him. And you two should be building a company together. And it ain't going to be easy. You might have to get down on your knees and clean some stuff just like he is. But if he's down there with you, then you should be happy about it. I don't mean you have to smile and be jumping for joy all goddamn day, but this is what you do know. You're not going to get fired. You're not going to get, you're not going to have John just walk up to you and tell you to get the hell out and then have security escort you out. No, that's not what's going to happen. Not to mention, you're not going to have them tell you how much money that you can make. You're going to make as much money as you can make. That's what you're going to do. I know some young couples like that. They're into everything. The stock market, into selling homes. I mean, they're just beautiful. They're barely in their 20s. Brilliant couple. They bought some appliances from me. They knew more about the stock market than I did. And I was so happy to see it. And to make it so bad, dude said, my wife is a black couple. He said, my wife is the one who put me on to this. I was like, and I told him, I said, listen, let me tell you something right now. Whatever you do, do not let that woman go. You better hang on to her with both hands and feet. He started laughing. He's like, she ain't going nowhere. I said, listen, brother, I'm telling you now, don't make the mistake in thinking that you're going to go out here and do better. You hang on to that woman right there because she's down with you. She's down with you. She's on your program, educating you on how to get money, and both of you just moved into a brand new house and got plenty of money in the bank. They're not worried about somebody firing them. If they get fired, they're going to laugh at the person who fires them. They are. And that's the attitude that you should have. It's not a terrible thing to work for somebody, but you should have an exit strategy. If you're solely leaning on that job every day, then you need to have a secondary and a tertiary plan to get away from that job. Because if they exit you out the door right now, what are you going to do? If you're not investing in something, some kind of way, if you're not taking your stimulus check and putting it to work some kind of way, you're in trouble. And it's only going to take you to come into your job one time. You don't have to say nothing. It could be just looking just as perfect. But one of those people in there who has control can say one thing about you, and you're out the door. Flat on your ass. I've had people who owe me checks slam the door on me from one of these temporary jobs. Just, we're not going to pay you. I'm just telling you, ladies, you need to be working with and for your man. If your man is an entrepreneur and he's got a solid plan, hell, even if it's not a solid plan, and you can make that plan solid, do it. Get out of the workforce. Because the workforce is not made for you, ladies. You're not supposed to be going in there and battling with men or trying to get a dollar raise for every 6 months. Listen, I got fired from too many jobs, and eventually I had a nervous breakdown. I really did. I didn't want to do nothing. I went on unemployment for like 6 months. And eventually I got my act together. And I started working, doing marketing and promotions. I went on a Craigslist. And I started looking under what I could do. First, I became a handyman. And somebody said, hey, I need a handyman to help me put this bathroom together. I would show up and they would pay me $30 an hour and I'd start putting the bathroom together. You know what I'm saying? One roofing company came into town when we had a hailstorm. They was like, we need a handyman. I showed up. They paid me $500 a week to be, go out and measure roofs. I didn't know how to measure a damn roof, climb on a 30-foot ladder on top of a where? I started measuring roofs from the ground. I'd go right outside and look at the damn roof and go, bring the drawing to them, boom, make my money. And they wanted me so bad, my car had broke down because it got into an accident. I didn't even have a vehicle. They said, just use our truck. They liked the fact that I showed up ready. And eventually, once I got my, check from my insurance, I went and bought me a truck, boom, bought me a laptop, computer, and I've been running ever since. I was doing marketing and promotions. You just go on to Craigslist, look up under marketing and promotions. They'll say, this is what we want, when we want it, how we want it. This is the way you need to dress. This is how much we pay an hour. And boom, go out there and do it. Next thing you know, I was traveling across the country doing it. I made $800 in 1 week. I made $3,000 in 1 week. Boom. And that was cool until, everything slowed down. I got into a car accident, had to go on, had to go through some things, almost lost everything that I had to sell my truck. Now I have no vehicle. Back is all jacked up. Can't work. Almost lost my apartment. And I had to wait till I could heal just a little bit. Next thing you know, they started throwing refrigerators and stuff out in the front yard and getting rid of them because this place was doing some remodeling. So I just go outside and get the refrigerator, clean it up, and resell it. Started my own business. And I've been running ever since. I'm just saying, you ladies need to get on your man's program. And if you got a program, ladies, here's something else. Ladies, let's just say that you do have some type of, I don't know, you're selling something, I don't know, you have a store, online store. A lot of you ladies are being very creative, which is good. And you get into this new relationship and your man isn't doing too good at his job. He's looking for something else and you tell him about what you're doing. If he is willing to get on schedule with you and help get that up and running, like there is so much work a man can do that you don't want to do. A lot of that going out at night to go and get supplies and stuff like that. A lot of the negotiating, you might not want to do with men because you feel uncomfortable. Your man is there for that. Just okay, baby, this is what I need to do. These are the contracts, these are the people I need to see. I don't really like these people. Boom, I got you. That's what he's there for. Let him start running with you. Pay him. Just start paying him. And while he's doing his, regular JLB, he's coming home and helping you with your whatever. And eventually, once that all takes off, he can just quit his job, fall right up under that umbrella. Boom, business just takes off. Just don't ever say this is my business because it's no longer your business. And if you go to court, you'll find that out real quick. It's not your business anymore. You're not the sole proprietor of this business. Because if you two break up and then he sues you, he's going to sue you for the work that he's done. Even though you paid him, he still might have some ownership in that. I'm just saying, you see it all the time. So be careful about your pride, and I've been, and you ain't, no, I've had a woman do me like that. She thought since she made more money than me and I was homeless, she invited me to live with her, and I lived with her because I ain't have nowhere else to go. And then, we was girlfriend and boyfriend, but she would cheat on me. And eventually, I kept telling her, you better cut that out. Well, she thought it was cute because I can't go anywhere. Well, I got my act together, went out, started working temporary jobs, just jumping in garbage and making little $3, $5, whatever. I was working some hard jobs. Coming home smelling like trash in the freezing cold. But the one thing I had that, a lot of the other guys didn't have is I had a driver's license. So I went from the one, in the trash to the one who's driving everybody to go and jump in the trash. So I was getting paid more just because I was the driver. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, Anthony, can you drive? And I was just like, yeah. So they was paying me more plus my check. I'm sitting there getting ducats. And they were like, we know you. I was like, you damn right. Because I had a driver's license. Then eventually, I end up, I said, well, shoot, let me become a file clerk or something. Called up a temporary service, learned how to be a file clerk, went and started working for the state as a temp. And eventually, I got a job at the Ohio House of Representatives. They hired me on. I worked as a legislative aide for a year. Because they hired me as a temp, but they liked what I was doing. Plus, I came there ready to ball. I was suit and tie and vest, clean shoes, every day, different suit. I was looking like I owned the place. And I had never been in that type of atmosphere before. I was fumbling my way through it. But I was on that phone and I was yes or no, sir, 3 bags full. And I learned that skill that they taught me. And I showed up for the meetings. I wasn't late. I was making like $11 an hour. And now whenever I get in trouble, I call the Ohio House of Representatives and say, send me a letter. I got to go before a judge. And they send that letter out to me. Whenever a judge or one of these cops want to act up, I just show up with that letter. And they look at it and they go, okay. because they respect it. That, and I'm a veteran. They respect it. Like, oh, you worked for it? Yeah, I did. Now leave me alone. So I'm telling you, ladies, become valuable to your man. You might have to eat some humble pie. Well, so does he. He's gonna have to eat some humble pie every time you want to tell him to do something he doesn't want to do. You know, honey, can you move the refrigerator? I just moved the refrigerator. Move it again. He's going to move the refrigerator. I've seen it. Honey, can you move the then? He's going to move it. Can you do this? Yeah, he's going to do it. He's not going to want to. What he wants to do is go somewhere and sit in the dark. That's what he wants to do. That's what your man wants to do. If you ask your man what he wants to do and he gives you a good answer, he wants to go somewhere, turn the shade down, sit in the dark and watch TV. And he doesn't necessarily want you there because you're going to want to cuddle with him. And he doesn't want to cuddle until, Mr. Winky tells him, it's time to get busy. Other than that, he doesn't want you to be there. He wants you to bring something for him to eat and something for him to drink. Give him a little kiss on the cheek and beat it. And go somewhere where all the light is and you turn everything, the light on, and you know how you women do. It's got to be freaking sunshine and roses every goddamn day. Yeah, go do that. Talk to your mother on the phone. Who cares? But leave me in this cave so I can think my way through the day. And don't come down here every 5 minutes and ask me stupid questions. Just don't. No, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm fine. Not unless it's time to go to Lowe's or Home Depot. Yeah, let's go to Home Depot. Like, you ever see that commercial? Like, that's a real thing. You walk in and tell your man, hey, I'm going to Home Depot. Your man is going to get up and go to Home Depot. Because it's like Brer Rabbit in a Brer Patch to us. We don't even want anything, but we just want to be there. Because of the dust, the wood, the hammer, the wires, the aluminum siding. There's glue there. There's glue. The paint, the weed whackers, the generators. Oh my God, the generators. The variety of generators. We could spend an hour just in the generator section, salivating. The garden equipment, the bug killer, the appliances. You don't understand what it does to us. So yeah, we want to go to Home Depot, even if we're not buying anything. But other than that, we want to sit in the dark, stare at a big-ass TV. And I mean a big-ass TV. And watch it stare back at us. Until it's time for us to go and do stuff. You ladies need to get that in your head. You need to practice some of this. Not so much of abrupt as shut the up. But just, if you're going to be, then you have sisters and girlfriends, and I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your guy girlfriend. I'm not even your friend. That's not my position to sit there and listen to you cry about everything. I don't want to hear that. You have friends for that. Knock it out. Now, if it's something that I need to step in on, then you better tell me. If, the neighbor done said something to you out of line, then you crying, that's where I come in. I'm quick to get up. Okay, what happened? All right, well, let's go handle this. Let's go. Let's go handle this. You coming in with tears? No, not my baby. You got me messed up. Let's get it. Other than that, over here. I want a sandwich and I I don't know, a ginger ale or something. So I'm just saying, you ladies, get your act together. Make yourself valuable. Make yourself valuable. Wear something nice and feminine around the house. Just forget all these TikTok pants. Just wear something just flowing. Just something that gives us some wonder. Just you know what I'm saying? A little sandal action going on. We don't need to see your body parts every day because there's no wonderment after that. We want to see you in a nice, a little bit past the knee, something like that. Walk around, yeah. Yeah. Get some of that going on. Come on down the stairs, show us what you got on. What you got on? You looking right? Get a little smack on the tail, a little kiss. You all right? You good? All right, go on and get up out of here. And you good. Unless something needs done, I'm going to be down here in this man cave for a couple hours. Ladies, men need the dark. We do. We don't need the light like you do. I'm going to tell you why men need the dark. Because it's almost like we're in an atmosphere where we're hunting. I kid you not. We need the dark. We love the dark. It's almost instinctual, if that's a word. But we need it. We don't need all that light that y'all got going on. We just don't. But we need the dark. And we need something mechanical. We like men working on their cars all the time. I'm not a car guy, but I go outside to my car and lean on it and talk to it. I go out to my other truck and just sit on the back of it where the trailer is and just sit on the back of it and watch the, cars go by and stuff like that. We need that metal. And don't deny us that. Like we need that. There's something about metal. There's something about, somebody who welded this together, put this wheel on, the nuts and bolts. We're looking at the size of the bolts, the size of the tire. How much can this haul? It's important for us to be able to think this way because it keeps our wheels going when it comes to fixing things that you want done around the house. And it can be so much as a light fixture. You're not supposed to be doing that. If you're over there clowning around with the dishwasher, trying to, do whatever, and we're in earshot, we're going to wonder why you didn't call us. Why didn't you just call me? Well, I didn't want to bother you. That's your fault. You tell me that the dishwasher's broken. That's what you do. And I come and fix the dishwasher. Dishwasher's fixed. Everything is right as rain. Grab myself something to eat. Give you a kiss. Go downstairs. That's how that works. And if you don't take advantage of that, you're going to find yourself in a position where a lot of these women that I see every day when I go out and deliver to their house, you're going to find you're in the position that they are. They're wishing somebody came over and fixed the dishwasher. They really are. They're upset that there's nobody there to fix anything for them. I kid you not. They're hoping somebody comes by and just fixes stuff. And listen, and when they go in and fix one thing, they're going to want you to fix everything in the house. So don't be shy about asking a man to fix something. It gives him utility. But don't go and break stuff just for him to fix it either. Some of you goofy women are on that, and then you joke about it like it's funny. No, you're wearing him out. It's just like spinning your tires. You got good tires and you go outside and you hit the gas real fast. It's just unnecessary. And eventually you wear the tire out, you wear your man out. Like, you just, why do you keep breaking this? Man, I just like to see you fix. No, that's stupid. That's retarded. Don't break stuff just to irritate me. Because things are going to break on their own. That is the nature of mechanical items. They're going to fall apart. And when they do, I need to be happy about fixing them. As happy as any man can be. I don't need to be like the boy who cried wolf type of thing. Oh, I don't even think it's broken. I just think you just did something. No, I don't. There doesn't need to be an argument. There just needs to be a discussion. What happened? Okay, boom. I'm gonna go and fix it. It's fixed, and if I can't fix it, then we might have to call somebody else to fix it because I can't fix everything. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. I didn't go to school for those things. So we might have to call an electrician and pay them $500. I have no problem with that. Somebody who's a certified bona fide electrician. I don't have no issue with that. I don't have no issue with calling somebody who's an attorney to handle some. I'm not an attorney. I can't do everything. I'm not a doctor, lawyer. I'm not. I can't do everything. I'm not a mechanic, but I can fumble around with a car pretty decent. I can pretty much, look and listen and smell a car and tell you the proximity of what might be going on with it. I might be able to get my hands in there and or call a mechanic and help him out with it. Those are things I can do. You know what I'm saying? Come to that refrigerator, I can fix your refrigerator. Most of the time. If it needs gas, well, I might have to. I'll have to figure that out. But I can do it. But anything else on the fridge, I can do that. That's what I do. Well, I'm hoping whoever listens to this or has listened to it takes heed because the world doesn't care about you until you make them care about you. Become valuable. In my hood, I've stepped up my value. People know somebody who can fix things, haul things. That's valuable. There are people in my hood, the people just work around here, stop me and say, hey, I know where you can go and pick up some appliances. I mean, they do it to me all the time. Hey, do you want this? Hey, do you want that? Because it's valuable to them that I get up off my ass, go outside and get that washer and dryer and take it to the junkyard. Because it gets stuff out of the way. It gets stuff out of the way. Sometimes they even call me and say, hey, come pick this up. I've become an asset to my community. You women need to become an asset to your community. Some kind of way. And I don't mean to a girl group. Your girl group is holding you back because men hate girl groups. We hate your girl groups. We hate them. We hate girl groups. But nonetheless, you ladies become valuable to your man. Or just make yourself valuable to men. Stop slutting around. Stop cursing. Stop fighting. Stop fighting every girl over something she said on the internet. No man wants you in his house if you're fighting with women over the internet. No man wants that. Stop driving like an idiot as if you are not going to put a dent in somebody's car. No man wants that. If you're driving around with a car that has these huge dents in it because it's what you did, you need to get another car. Because as soon as we see that, we're thinking you're a liability. One, we think you don't have insurance because you didn't get it fixed. Two, we think if we put you into a vehicle, you're going to do the same stupid thing. Stop it. Be careful when you're driving. Stop it. Get yourself some insurance. Be responsible. Cut it out. Learn how to make a decent ham sandwich. Learn something. Make yourself valuable to a man. The hair weave. Get rid of your ridiculous hair weave. Unless you got a problem, a medical problem. Get rid of it. Get rid of it today. I don't care how much it costs you. Yaki or whatever the hell it is. It is not yours and it's not natural. Get rid of it. Get rid of your hair weave and wear your natural hair. And I don't care what nobody out there is saying. Do what's good for you. Because this hair down here and y'all flipping it means nothing to us. All it means is we're going to screw you. If you have short hair, then rock a nice short hair, whatever. Trust me, somebody is looking at you. You better believe there's still a man looking at you. Trust and believe. The nails that are out here, get rid of them. Stop going to these Asian people and getting these nails. Rock your own nails. Stop getting these crazy colors and designs on your... No man in his right mind is wifing that. We're not thinking, oh, nice nails. We want to take you and jump the broom. Nope. No. For one, we don't think you can get down if you got nails looking like that. We don't think that you're going to, be outside in the garden planting anything looking like that. We just don't think you're going to want to get dirty. You're too damn prissy. I don't want that. I need a woman who can get down. So there's that. These crazy lipsticks that you women have. You got beautiful lips, but you hide them behind Max Factor and L'Oreal and every other ridiculous person who's telling you to put this stuff on your face. You look like a goddamn clown. I done seen some lipstick on women that look just great, and I'm just like, damn, that's hot. But when you kiss them, next thing you know, I'm wearing it. Doesn't turn me on. I love natural lips. Be a natural woman. And I know it's hard, but you can do it. Take your fat ass to the gym. All you women who got this fat booty and this extra stomach and all this other stuff that you're parading around and you think that's okay, it's not. It's not good for you to be terribly overweight. You don't need to be Barbie skinny either, because we like some ass. I mean, we like the ass, but you can't weigh more than me. You can't be competitive like that. Be feminine. Quit being nasty around your man. Just filthy, dirty. Clean your goddamn house. Wash your ass. Wash yourself. For goodness gracious. Like, don't... Men love a good smelling woman. We love that smell. We love that smell. You don't need all this crazy perfume either. You know what smells good to us? Soap. Dove. That's what, you don't, like, I can't name one perfume that I smell on a woman and it just makes me want to have, her as a wife. I can't name one. Not one. Soap. That's when I smelled soap on a woman, she smells good, just soap, regular damn soap. I'm okay with that. Soap. All this other stuff, these products you're putting on yourself, I'm thinking you're destroying the ozone layer just by yourself. Like, good grief, how much stuff do you need to put on you? Where's that going? Where's that from? It's like a goddamn, you're trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube, no, it's not that hard. Soap. Shave. Shave your hoo-ha. If you want some guy going down there, then make it look presentable. You just want to be all kind of just whatever and then think that, no, it doesn't work like that. We're not mechanical, not robots. We need something to look forward to. It smells good and it looks good. We're all in. You know what I'm saying? Stop having your cleavage out everywhere. Look, we know you got titties. Okay? The majority of you got some nice titties. But damn, does every guy need to see your titties? And where do you think you're going to go with me with your titties out? You're not going nowhere with me looking like that. And you got stuff that's all with the nipple no, you're not. As soon as you're finished. I'm done with you if you even present yourself like that. I'm done. I'm not. There's not even a conversation that's going to be had if you pick up something like that and put it on. You bring it into the house. Dude, no, we're finished because I already know what it is. You're going to do it, and I cannot stop you. And somebody's gonna have you in the back of a Buick, lighting you up. So I'm just gonna save myself some problems, and I'm leaving. You're gonna be like, what? And I'm gonna be like, listen, I already know what's coming. So yeah, let's just settle up, and I'm gonna go ahead and go. That way you can be a hoe, and I don't need to get in your way, because I'm just gonna get in your way, and I want you to be all the hoe you want to be. You want to be a hoe? Go ahead, and be a hoe. Because you're not going to dress that way with me. Oh, no. You can get all the male attention you want. I just don't need to be here to see it. So let's just go ahead and divvy up with who's what, sell the house, divvy that up, and I'm just going to go on about my business. And there's no anger, no nothing, all love. All love, big dog. See you, later. And no, you can't come back. After you done got ran through by, 5, 6 guys, you're not coming back to me. Oh, I made a big mistake. Well, yeah, I knew that. Look, I'm an average guy, but I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a square-ass good dude. And if you want to go out and run with the bad dudes, I think a woman should do what she wants to do, if that's what you want to do. But don't go out there and then come back and get mad at me because the consequences is I won't let you step foot in my house. That's what you chose to do. You wanted to be a hoe. Go hoe. Don't call me and tell me about it. I don't want to hear about all the guys you sucked off. If you want to go hoe, go hoe. Go ahead, be a hoe. But you're not coming back here. It's not going to be like that. It's your mind right, ladies. Get rid of your hoe friends. Some of y'all got hoe friends. These girls will never be married. You know how the statistic is 1 out of 4 women to be married? Usually there's 4 women around you who will not be married. They have single minds. They're going to stay single. They have a roster of men. And there's a good chance that a couple of those men are running through a couple of them. They know each other because they're doing the same thing. If you don't get out of that group, you're going to be known as whatever they're known for. And you will not be married. You will not have a husband. You will die alone. You will be one of these women who I see every day wishing a man would come over and help them with stuff in their house. You're going to be one of those. I see it every day. I talk to these women every day. Your future is what they are. Lonely, hurt, because nobody cares about them. Hitting on me. I'm not staying here. You have nothing that I want. You keep hanging around these women who keep opening their legs to random D's, after the first date, you will never be married. And listen, they know you will never be married. Listen, your girlfriend is clocking everything that you do. She knows when your cycle starts. She knows when it ends. She knows when you start screwing, when you stop screwing. She knows what you eat. She knows everything there is to know about you. She knows everything. Uh, from second grade on up, she knows it all. She knows it all. This is the same girl that's probably waving off men whenever you guys are out eating, and a guy comes over and he's interested in you, and that girl opens her mouth and says no, she's not interested. That girl right there is not your friend. I walked into a group of women, and one of them was 6'6", and they were all cute, but the 6'6" is who I was after. And when I rolled up to her, they all fixed their eyes on me, which is very intimidating for men. But I had to go in because she was dark skinned and 6'6". There was nothing I could do about that. I saw her and I was like, I'm going in. I'm taking my chances. So I went over there and she just gave me this. I mean, she was looking at me, but there wasn't a smile or nothing. She just answered all my questions with a mm-hmm, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And I was okay with that because, she was looking at me like I was looking at her. Like, it's going to get on. It never did, but we was looking at each other like, yeah, we will make a giant, me and you. But nonetheless, none of the girls around there opened their mouth. None of them. None of them said, ooh, or none of them. They let that woman speak. They let us have our little whatever we were gonna say. I didn't take long, and then I slid on the same during the same event. The next day, I saw another because it was a big event. I saw another woman, beautiful Kandaki sister, big old thing going on, gorgeous dark skin, and me and my dude saw her, the dude I was working with. And we looked at her, we was like, good heavens. So we just walked over to her. We was just like, oh my God, like, yo, you are just the bee's knees. Like, you are super hot. And she saw us staring at her. So she saw us approaching her. And she was flattered and everything. And the girl that was next to her opened up her mouth and said, well, what about me? What about me, guys? I know I don't have it going on, yada, yada, yada. So we started playing with the chick. We was like, turn around. We was like, you're not bad. She's a white girl too. We like, you're not bad. She had no ass. We was like, you're not bad. You'd be all right. And then her friend, she blocked her friends because I was back on her friend like, yo, so let's. And she was like, you know what, guys, my friend is uncomfortable. So, we're not going to do that. And she cock blocked the hell out of her friend. She stone cock blocked her and ran us off. She didn't have to say not a damn thing. Not one. We were not interested in her. She's a white woman anyway, and I'm just like, okay, you might like brothers, but you're not doing this because you like black men, because we're both black. You're doing this because we're not giving you compliments. You're cock blocking us so your girl won't get no play because you're jealous. That is not your friend. That girl will keep you single. Now, one of us, whoever she chose, could have gave her a great relationship, and who knows what would have happened. But that chick cock blocked her, and she chose the chick over us. These girls are not your friend. These are lonely women who cannot get the attention that you can get. You got something that is attracting men of value. Yeah, working men. We were both at work when this happened. So we weren't at a club or something. We were at work. And we stepped away from our job just to say something to this woman. We're not broke. we're not broke. We're not out here begging for money. We're working and getting money. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at somebody who can't take you anywhere. This is not what you're doing. You're looking at two men who have money and was willing to take you somewhere. But you chose your goofy friend. Instead of saying, well, here, let me give you my number and then we'll talk later. Or even circling back to us. See, those girls are not your friend. Those girls are going to keep you single because they don't have it going on, just like the white girl said. And she didn't. She was average at best, but that black girl was something else. She was average. That white chick was average. And I had no interest whatsoever. Not because she was white, just because I had no interest. Because that black wolf, woo, she looked like something out of a video. It was just all good. So I'm saying, you ladies, don't let your friends cock block you. If any of your friends do that, you make an exit strategy. And I know some of you have some goofy friends like that you like to go out with so they can dog Ben out. Get rid of that girl now. Now. And just tell her, listen, we're not this and just tell her, listen, the next time we go out and the man says something to me, you let me speak. And if she tries to get, beefy with you about it, just go ahead and just let her know, listen, I'm not going to be single forever. And I don't want anybody stopping me from being single. I don't want you to make my choices for me. If a man approaches me, let me get a chance to, say whatever to him. Don't do it for me. And those girls won't do it. And if they do, I told you, to let me, if she gets to apologizing, just be like, look, I can't hang out with you no more. Because you're not going to come and fix my sink. You're not going to change my tires. You're not going to fix my fridge. You're not going to put the bed together for the kids. You're not going to do that. You're not going to build a shed. That's not what you're going to do. I need somebody who's going to build a shed, or at least try to. Build a goddamn deck. Or at least try to. Something. That is not going to come from your girlfriends. That's going to come from us. And we're going to go to Home Depot and get the stuff and be like, yo, we want to build a deck. And it's going to look like a piece of crap if I do it. But hot damn it, I'm going to eventually get it right, and it's going to eventually look nice. First, it's going to look like a piece of crap. Then I'm going to be like, okay, I did this once. Let me try it again. And then boom. Boom, 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 boom. Flat. You know what I'm saying? Mineral spirits. Get it done. Buffed out. Boom, boom, boom. Steps to it. Bam. Get the little throw-up swimming pool out there. We're all good now. I'm just trying to tell you, you ladies are giving up good men for goofy girls. And those girls aren't doing nothing for you. They're not doing anything for you. And they're just as single as they want to be. And horny. And they're blocking you so they can get what you got. You better believe that. They're blocking you. If there's a tall, dark, and delicious that approaches you, you're out of your mind if you think that your girlfriends ain't jealous. That I approached this one chick, and I already knew she had a man, but I actually knew her. And I could have dated her before, she had. But she likes to dance with me. This is when I used to go to the club. And I saw her, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go dance with Shorty because she's a cool chick. And I walked over to her, and she saw me coming, had a big old smile on her face, and every girl at that table was looking at me frowning. They didn't know that I already knew old girl. And I was like, yo, you want to dance? And her friend spoke up and was just like, no, she doesn't want to dance. Boom. That girl got up out of there, and we hit the dance floor. See, she didn't know. She thought I was coming over there to break the girl ice circle. We hate that goddamn circle. That woman rejected me. She didn't even know me. And she didn't know I knew old girl. But honey was waiting on me to come over there and say something to her. Because that's our relationship. We see each other. We're happy to see each other. And, we go on. We've never slept with each other. No, nothing. She's just a really pretty woman and very nice. And we have a good, whatever that is. And old girl was just like, no, she don't want to dance with you. She got disappointed real quick. Because old girl jumped out and was just like, yeah, let's go. And hit the floor. And we was out there, jigging it up. This was years ago, but it was fun. We was out there having a good time. Don't let your girls do you like that. Don't let your girls do you like that. I knew her, and I don't know her husband, but I know of him. Some dude bigger than me, two left feet. But good dude. Good dude. Anyways, I'm out. You guys take it easy. Peace.